Hey there guys and goddesses, welcome back to my channel TheTarative. Thank you for stopping by. In this video I'll be talking all about my tattoos. So currently I just have the two tattoos. They're both black and wash portraits and they are on my left lower leg. Now, the reason for choosing my leg was because when I was deciding on where I wanted to go with the tattoos, I was toying between the idea of having them on my arm or my leg. With portraits, the larger you go with them, the more detail you can get in them. I did want them to be as realistic as possible, and therefore I wanted to go with a slightly larger size. If I'd gone with the larger size and chosen my arm, they would have just wrapped around a lot more since my arm isn't as wide as my leg. Now, because my leg is wider, they could go larger, therefore get more detail in, and they still wouldn't wrap around too much. Also, another reason for choosing my leg is because if I ever needed to hide the tattoos in the future, I don't really have my legs on show very much at all, and I just find a leg is much more easily hideable than hiding your arms, so they're the two reasons why I ended up choosing my leg in the end. I was 21 when I got the tattoos done. I'm still 21 now, so it wasn't very long ago at all. The first tattoo I got done, I think it was the end of February or the beginning of March, and then the second tattoo I got about 6 to 8 weeks later. The reason why I didn't get any tattoos sooner is because I just wasn't 100% sure of what I wanted until that point. I didn't want to rush into getting a tattoo just for the sake of getting one and then potentially regretting the decision in the future. So at that point, I knew what I wanted, I was 100% sure, and there was nothing holding me back, so that's when I got them done. You're probably wondering who the portraits are of. Well, they're both detective related, and the first portrait that I got done is Hercule Poirot, who's the Belgian detective from Agatha Christie's Poirot, and then the second tattoo I got is Patrick Jane from the TV show The Mentalist. Now, the reason for getting those two is because Poirot is absolutely 100% my favourite fictional detective, and I really love Patrick Jane's character in the TV show The Mentalist. There's no real deep meaning other than the fact that I just really wanted those two. The amount of hours I've spent watching both programmes is phenomenal, and they're the ones I wanted. I just had my mind set up from watching the TV shows recently, and so I decided since I know what I want, I might as well get it done. As I just mentioned, Poirot was the first tattoo that I got done. He's the one that's slightly higher up my leg, and he took just over 6 hours to tattoo. As that was my first tattoo, I had no idea what the pain was going to be like and how I'd handle sitting that length of time, so I was a little bit worried before getting him started that I wouldn't be able to sit the amount of time it would take to get him completed, but I did manage to power through, so I sat just over the 6 hours in the one session, which I was really pleased about. And then Patrick Jane, he didn't take as long as Poirot did. He took just over 5 hours to tattoo, and again, I did manage to sit him in the one session. Now, coming to pain, to be honest, because they're quite close to each other on the leg, there wasn't that much difference between the two of them. I would say with Patrick Jane, it was as I was reaching nearer the inside of my leg, so nearer my calf muscle, that was quite sensitive, and with Poirot, it was as we were reaching the top of his hat and the back of his suit, those bits were the most sensitive for him. However, I would definitely say it was the last hour of both tattoos that were the most sensitive. Because I'd already been sitting many hours before that, my leg was getting nice and swollen, nice and tender, and so it was when we were doing the finishing touches to the tattoo, that was definitely the worst part, so I was really glad once it had been finished and then I could relax and not have to worry too much about it. But I'm really pleased that I powered through because now I have two amazing tattoos that I'm more than ecstatic with. The reason for choosing black and wash as well over colour is because it's just a personal preference. I just prefer the appearance of portraits in black and wash rather than colour, and that's why I decided to go with that. One of the questions that I've stolen from the tattoo tag is, do you regret your tattoos? I can safely say 100%, no doubt in my mind, I definitely don't regret the tattoos. It would be pretty bad at this point if I did regret them, considering I haven't had them very long at all, but no, I'm 100% happy with them. I'm really more than ecstatic. I can't imagine ever regretting the decision in the future either. I think because the amount of time it took for me to decide on what I wanted, I was 100% before actually going into it, and so I'm really glad with the result. I couldn't be any happier, and if I do regret them in the future, which I doubt that I will, at least they're on my leg so I can hide them if I wanted to, but yeah, I'm really happy with them. Another question that I stole from the tattoo tag is, did I always like tattoos? Did I always think that I'd get them in the future? To be honest, up until recently, I much preferred piercings as a form of body modification compared to tattoos. I wasn't sure if I'd get tattoos just because I'm a very indecisive person and I wanted to make sure I was 100% on the designs that I wanted before committing to such a permanent thing. Saying that, I really like the tattoos that I've got. I'm glad I waited until I was 100% sure, and I can definitely say, with no doubt in mind, I much prefer tattoo aftercare compared to piercing aftercare. At least with tattoos, being really attentive with them for the first 2 to 4 weeks, you know once they settle down they're not going to flare up every now and again, which piercings can do. So will I be getting more tattoos in the future? Most likely yes. I really like the two that I've got done now. I'm more than ecstatic with them. I would quite like to build on this leg and make it into a full detective sleeve, so we'll just see. I'm not sure when I'll next get a tattoo. I'm not 100% sure of who I'd like to add to the sleeve, so I'll definitely wait until I know who I want, and I will update you guys as and when I get the new tattoos. So guys, that brings us to the end of the video. I do hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, then remember to leave it a thumbs up. If you feel that I left anything out, or if you have any general questions about the tattoos, please leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer them. If you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, then remember to hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll be seeing you guys next week.